happy. That's all I did.
I hate you.
Holy shit, Danny.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mark It Down podcast. My name is Nick Cummings, joined tonight by Danny Hernandez, and we are here to review Night 2 of WWE's WrestleMania 39. And we are coming off a great showing last night from Night 1. We all loved it. It was phenomenal. Night 2, not so much. We will start with the main event, which saw Roman Reigns face off against Cody Rhodes for the undisputed Universal WWE Heavyweight Championship. Honestly, and Danny, I was just saying this before we hopped on, I think the nicest thing I can say about this match, and this isn't actually fair because I thought the match was good, but the nicest thing I am going to say about this match is that little Brody, -1, Brody Lee's son, was at ringside, and Cody gave him one of his weight belts on the entrance. And other than that, I'm pissed the fuck off. This was good. We had everything I thought we could have built up towards with Cody winning, and then Solo Sikoa, after he already got kicked out of ringside, comes back, hits a Samoan spike while Paul Heyman is distracting the referee on the apron. Excuse me. Fucking Roman uses that, hits a spear, and retains his titles for absolutely no fucking reason at all. This is fucking bullshit. Dynamite's Wednesday at 8. I hope you join us. Thank you and good night.
Oh man, good stream, good show. Iron Lion, I don't know. I think he broke his ankle.
I'll check. I haven't actually checked. I will look it up right now. But
so
we are going to talk about that at length. But.
Yeah, we'll get to salute to the retirement of Shane McMahon. But fucking this was late because I didn't even enjoy the match that much. I thought it was good, but like not great, not as good as it should have been.
I don't mean to immediately interject. I was looking for the Shane McMahon injury update, and the top comment on the video on Reddit is LA Knight wouldn't have gotten hurt.
Oh man,
everyone's very disappointed he wasn't on the card, man. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but continue.
No, it's fine. And, we'll talk about it later, but I don't know really how much to talk about it. But everyone got what they deserved. But, goddamn, this main event, right? Like, it was deflating. I was tired. I am tired. That hasn't changed since it's gotten later since the show ended. But I just wanted it to be over. And I thought the match was fine. It was good at points. I wasn't in love with it. But I was like, all right, well, Cody's going to win. And then when they started really getting into the third gear towards the end, I was like, all right, this is getting good. We're bordering on a good match now. And then that ended. And, like, I have a weird relationship with Cody, as I've said on this podcast many times. But, like, I love Cody. I want him to get booed for leaving because he's a little bitch for leaving AEW. But, like, he should have been the guy to beat Roman. What's the point of Roman winning? And that's my biggest issue is that what is the point? What is the fucking end game here? And like the answer is that there's no end game in sight right now. They have no end game, and they're just because they don't know, they keep pushing it off and pushing it off when, why couldn't this have been Sammy? Why couldn't Sammy main event in Mania if it was just gonna end like this anyway? If it was gonna suck? Like, it would have been better if it was Sammy because we would have been more emotionally invested. This was such a weak ending to a way, way weaker night of WrestleMania. And Iron Lion, I agree that those were like the two of the better matches, but I think that triple threat tonight was the best match of the weekend. But we'll get into that for sure because that's the high point of the show. But
also, just to update on Shane, I'm not seeing anything from any of the big wrestling reporters, nothing from SRS, nothing from Meltzer. And it just appears he had a very bad knee injury. So
the update is there's no update. Cool.
yes.
What was the point of this? Like, why do I care now? Why do I care to watch tomorrow? Why? Well, not that Roman would be on Raw anyway, but like, why do I care to watch tomorrow? Why do I care about Cody anymore? And like, I was texting one of my friends and he was saying, I guess they're going to do it at SummerSlam now. I'm like, you could, but like, that's
with whom?
There's no emotional. Well, with Cody, he was saying like, you have Cody. I'm like, why not do it here then? Why not do it on the bigger stage?
No.
I am never for having the person who needs to win the feud after Mania. Like, have the culmination of Mania. Like, I get it. This does not need to be a multiple match feud. This could have been a one and done, or if you need a multiple match, the second match is the rematch for Roman after losing. I'm more upset that Roman is still champion than I am that Cody isn't. I want this title reign has run its course. Sammy is no longer in the bloodline. Therefore, the bloodline is a lot less interesting, just like it was very, very boring before Sammy got involved again. This needs to fucking end. I get it. Roman has been great. Forever champ. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking end this shit. I don't want to see The Rock. I don't want to see The Rock versus Roman. That's going to fucking suck. Not that Rock will win. He wouldn't win, but I don't want to see the match at all.
But he's not going to show up outside of WrestleMania anyway, so I think that's off the table. And he talked to Ariel Helwani about it, kind of, and he kind of ducked out. James! Oh, James, ladies and gentlemen, James Santi live in Los Angeles coming out of WrestleMania. James, can you hear us?
I am dead inside.
Yep.
I am Jack's complete and utter lack of surprise.
You're also wearing your hat like it's T.I. in 2006.
Nah, it needs to be.
Take that off.
No.
Hey, producer boy.
I'm here.
Hey, we got a producer boy. We have James on the line right now. We're gonna go to him first, and we'll go to you in a second. James,
this dude's got his bloodline hat and his Cody shirt. He's a fucking walking paradox. No, he's not. He's having a threesome with a fucking Triceratops. What's going on here?
I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
He's playing both sides. But
it was a Mac reference, not a. It was a
I know. I did a strong counter reference. James, how was the reaction of the crowd to Roman retaining his titles? Because Danny and I are fucking pissed.
So first and foremost, I will say the crowd was split. There were a lot of Roman supporters. There were a lot of ones up in the air for Roman.
Tell him to turn his phone.
Oh.
There you go.
You know what? No, I'm walking. You guys can deal with the black bars. Get the fuck out of here. There were a lot of ones up in the air. There were a lot of Bloodline supporters tonight. But even the people that were cheering Roman were devastated when Cody lost. The crowd, you could feel the energy being sucked out of the arena. And again, there are people who are like, 1,000 days, baby, 1,000 days. And I get it. But at the end of the day, this was a sad way to send the crowd home happy. A sad way to send the crowd home on a night that Asuka lost again.
Yeah.
On a night where it didn't feel like we got a lot of happy endings. I know people love Gunther, but it definitely felt like it could have been Sheamus's night from an emotional standpoint. Lots of sad endings and a very sad crowd going home.
Yeah, I can feel that. Like compared to last night, I feel like this night, and I kind of said this to Danny before the show, this felt like more of a Vince WrestleMania than a Triple H WrestleMania as compared to last night, where I feel like we had all the good, emotionally, like, you know, fun stuff last night, and then tonight we just had your typical WWE Vince bullshit, for lack of a better phrase.
Look, the truth is, Vince is the person who brought Cody back in the first place. Cody wasn't a Triple H return. He was a Vince return. So I don't know how much of this, like, oh my God, this wasn't the plan until Vince came back. We don't know that. Chances are this was always the plan.
Good point.
We don't.
Yeah. Nope.
Let me froze for a sec, so I'm going to talk over him. JL's is speaking the truth, bro. Triple H is the blame. He's bitter. His fucking throne got destroyed by Cody. He's still not over it. He hasn't forgiven him.
And I wasn't saying, I'm not trying to put blame on anybody. I'm just saying the feel of the shows were different. Like last night felt like a takeover. Tonight felt like a WrestleMania from like 2 years ago. Yeah, or a Raw, like the producer boy said. We can hear you, producer.
It was. You can.
Yeah, you
You
sound like
far away, but
no. Producer boy sounds like he's on a phone calling into the fan in 1998, but we can hear him.
I'm sorry.
Look, I
Mike
can't
and
stay
the
on.
Mad
I
Dog.
can't stay on too long. I'm probably gonna hop back on in a little bit when I can, but I will say this. I heard you guys say that this is gonna lead to a Cody rematch. That was not the vibe the crowd had tonight. Sorry, the crowd very much had the vibe that it's Jey Uso's turn sooner than later.
Yeah, no, that's what I was feeling. That's what I was gonna say to Danny. I don't think Cody should get another shot. I think it's Jey Uso because I think if Cody didn't win tonight, I think Jey Uso is the end game for Roman now.
that's terrible. Okay, but see, there are a lot of people saying that, and I get story-wise. Sure, go ahead, James. Go ahead.
Unless you're Jay, and Jay thinks Braun's going to come for the belt.
Sorry, I want you to go, Danny, but I gotta head out. I will say this. It's 2023, and we do not support cucks at the Mark It Down podcast, and that is what Jey Uso is. So he doesn't deserve the title.
Ooh.
So
we don't kink shame.
Not after tonight. But guys, I love you. I'll hop back on in a little bit. We'll talk later.
James, before you go. Did he leave? He left. Damn, I need to know if Papa G got a chair, man. That's the only thing I care about coming out of
I'll be back.
weekend.
But yeah, so a lot of people are saying that, it's got to be Jay. And I understand storyline-wise why you want that. You want Jay to beat Roman. You do not want Jay to be the fucking Universal Champion. Like
I agree, but
that's not
where
good.
do they go from here otherwise?
Nowhere. The thing is, this will just never end. They didn't skip over Cody now because they have a better idea in mind. They skipped over Cody. They're like, fuck it, we'll figure it out later. There's no plan right now. Like, there's nothing. It
feels like it, right?
This is literally just to get him past the 1,000-day mark and fuck it, keep the title on him.
I would normally agree with that, but I feel like seeing how Gunther's being built up, Triple H is just into the long reigns. I don't know if he has a plan for Gunther, but I think we can tell that he's into long reigns. Even when he started, everyone thought the title would come off of Lashley immediately and it would come off of all these champions immediately, but he kept it on everyone pretty much as soon as he started. And yeah, that's I don't know if he has a plan with Roman. I would have been fine with Cody winning tonight, but I think, I don't know, seeing Roman win was kind of funny because I was like, I can't believe they just fucking did that. But that was my reaction for the last, 2 years. And now, I mean, I agree with Danny, though. It can't be Jay because, one, they already did that match. I guess it could be, but
they were always going to do it again.
I'm sure they'll do it again, but I don't.
But it should not be for the title. Is the point, right?
Not well. The same way they shouldn't have done Kevin again, because he had already lost in the beginning of the reign. I don't think they should do Jay again if he's just going to lose. Even if he's going to win, I think But I mean, I guess they could also if they build up Jay enough to the point where people are behind him, then maybe. But they did that with Sammy, and they didn't pull the trigger on it. So I don't really know. I don't know if there is a plan. And I know I made a joke yesterday about worst case scenario, or earlier today, about Braun Breaker being the fucking guy to beat Roman. I really, really hope that's not the case, because that would absolutely suck.
Oh, you just insulted the hell out of Jay in the chat.
I'm sorry, but if that's the move, then that's a terrible idea. I mean,
with all due respect to Braun Breaker, he is should he come to the main roster after Stand and Deliver, he's gonna have to build to the main event. Like he's not just gonna come in and win the title.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they've done now is they've built Roman up so high that it doesn't matter who beats him. Whoever beats him becomes a star, regardless of if they're over or not. So I guess
Eric Jay in the chat just said, "Worst case, really, fuck you."
It's honestly, I mean, it's pretty bad. That's a pretty bad case because it's kind of what everybody's like has been joking about for years. Ever since Roman won the titles like 2-3 years ago, everyone's like, "Oh well, Breaker's gonna come to the main roster and beat him." We didn't know that it would be 5 fucking years later, but now we're here.
Yeah, like I said, I generally, in terms of Braun, yeah, he's going to have the title soon. But when they bring people up, no, soon, like, and I'm saying relatively
he's talking about Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't think he's going to beat Roman. I don't think he's going to beat Roman. But like the kid's clearly on the fast track.
Maybe he beats Gunther, but like even that's kind of whack because I like Gunther.
No,
he could probably beat Theory. He could beat Theory.
Well, I think I think he's going to be a U.S. champion first. I don't know what's going to end up happening with Gunther in the IC title, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I can see Braun winning the U.S. title fairly quickly coming up into the main roster. But and no disrespect to Braun right now, I don't think that's the conversation we should be having. We should be having the "what the fuck do we do with Roman" conversation.
So I want to say with the Iron Lion real quick because he put up 2 comments and one I comment on. One, I agree with you. I'm so sick of the spear. I think it's one of the worst finishers in wrestling and way too overused. But also, yeah, I fucking hate it. Cody beats him at SummerSlam, then Roman regains it at Mania. That sounds bad too because Roman should not win the title again after.
Okay, that's worst case scenario. That's worst case scenario right there.
That's not worst case scenario. That's just like sad old like mid 2000s WWE scenarios where it's like, the guy loses at the big pay per view and then wins at a lesser pay per view for no reason other than because this needs to go 4 matches.
It would be so lame. Well, it is going to be so lame when when Roman eventually loses the title, not at WrestleMania. Like just in general.
Well, the only reason.
Wait, hey, producer boy, before you say that point, I need to do this because it's just going to drive me crazy. We have Eric on the call phone coming from Brooklyn. Eric, you're on the air on WFAN.
Wait, what is that? What is that in reference to?
It's just old sports talk radio. You just sound like.
Also,
you sound like you're on a 1990s sports talk radio show.
You sound like you're holding your nose when you talk, man. You know.
No, it's the car phone.
I'm literally yelling in my car, making sure.
I know,
that
and you sound. Dude, if you go listen to Mike and the Mad Dog from like 1999, that's what you sound like.
even Opie and Anthony, they're just yelling at.
That's what you sound like, and it's just driving me crazy. Like I'm just laughing my ass off about it. But it's like the quality is okay. You're good. Please give your take. I'm sorry to cut you off.
It sounds like a boomer who doesn't know how to use his phone, and he's just like he wants to make sure that everyone can hear him.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike and the Man. How are you today?
Jinx, what's up? I think this night 1 of Mania was awesome. This night 2, I don't think was that awesome.
Night 2 was great.
It balances out. I think it balances out. I think night 1 was so good and the triple threat was so good that it still overall equals a good Mania. But yeah, I don't know what else to say.
I will say. Did you guys go over? You went over how you liked the last match already?
Well, we've only done the main event so far, so that's all we're.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, I agree with Danny. Like, it wasn't great, but I think he didn't like it as much as I liked it more than or both of you, I guess.
Oh, I liked it. I thought the match was very well wrestled. I just thought the ending fucking sucked.
I think the very ending was not good because they had already gotten rid of Solo at that point, and it was kind of cheesy that he had come back.
I agree.
Because that didn't feel like a Mania ending.
Right. It felt like a setup for, yeah, exactly.
Like, it would have been cooler if they had brought somebody different in. And I don't know.
Right, that's what I was waiting for The Rock.
Rikishi hopped in or something. Or even if they grabbed, The Rock to help. Like, that would have been cooler. And I know I'm projecting, very high there, but, like, just a different Samoan to help Roman win the titles instead of Solo just coming back in a hoodie. Like, that's super lame. Especially after everything that happened with Kevin and Sami and the Usos in that match.
I didn't mind Solo coming out with him because it made sense because he wasn't tired from the night before because he didn't have a match or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I didn't mind the Usos and Sami and Kevin being there because it was like, okay, Cody's gonna win. They're trying to make this come full circle so that no one's like, well, Cody kind of just got thrown into this thing. They're kind of like, this is like a nice bookend to it. So then when Cody didn't win, I was like, oh shit, what the fuck are they gonna do? So when they brought out Solo again, I was like, okay, this is like some shit that they would do in the beginning of his reign, like 2 years ago, not 3 years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it felt late, like it wasn't earned. And I know normally, like, having a title be earned, it feels like a face thing, but like if heels are going to cheat, I feel like they need to earn the cheating. And when somebody gets tossed out, they should be gone for the rest of the match. Like, that's usually the thing. And like, Solo returning is, yeah, JL put it in the chat, Dan, if you want to put that up. Like, Trick did the same thing in NXT for against Braun for Carmelo on Saturday for, like I said, on NXT, and he got thrown out. He came back. He hit Braun Breaker with the title. It was like, dude, you got kicked out. Like, why are you back? Like, when you get kicked out, and I think I feel this about any match, like, you got booted, like, you're out. It kind of ruins the immersion a bit, and it's just kind of lame when people come back and after they get kicked out. So, especially I think when they have a lot of options with Roman to play on that. Like, they could have had, if you are going to go this route, which was a dumb route, I think they could have played on the Samoan heritage and grabbed anybody to step in and interfere.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to have the two older guys at some point come in?
Oh, I forget. I know who you're talking about. The guys who were at last WrestleMania, right? I think. But I don't. But they're not. With all due respect to them, the Wild Samoans.
I know.
They're not up for interference. But
right.
Like I said, you could have had Rikishi come in.
Yeah, but I saw Rikishi in person, and my man, Rikishi can't even get off his chair, let alone climb up a turnbuckle.
Well, if all he had to do was hop in and hit a Samoan spike, he would have been okay. Or like I said, if you had The Rock come in, hit a quick rock bottom and leave, and then, and just cement Roman, we could have ended the whole, or is Roman going to fight Rock thing. But
but that would have been.
I think honestly, we're arguing over the wrong point here, and just because this was so wrong. Like, this was the wrong call. Because where do you go? Like I said before, where do you go with Roman from here?
I hate to be that guy. Maybe I'm biased because I'm just enjoying Roman, and I like the long reigns just because.
I agree, but this was the logical ending, no?
But you're saying like if it ended now, it wouldn't have been long, bro. It's been 3 fucking years, man.
I'm
like,
not. No, no,
It's
I'm
been
not.
900 days.
I think it would have been fine. I would have been honestly. I would have been the way the match was going and the way it played out. I would have been perfectly fine with Cody winning, knowing that like Gunther's gonna get a big push and like we'll probably get a bunch of great matches down the line and yada yada yada. But there is a part of me that's kind of. I mean, I'm on your side where I'm like, okay, now what the fuck do you do with this guy? But I'm also like, does Triple H have some sort of an idea of what he's going to do with this guy?
no.
That's my biggest. You know what?
Like, I don't want to be the guy that's like, well, let it play out. But I kind of, because it's kind of like what I said. The Rock, if The Rock was going to be in this spot, he wasn't going to win anyway. So the plan was for Roman to keep it past this point. So at this point, I'm just assuming they have an end goal, which could be the Jay thing. But again, I don't know how much I like that because that's just a rematch. But who the fuck knows? Maybe they make us love it. But also, if Roman doesn't, I know you guys don't like the long reign of Roman, but if he doesn't
I do.
But if he doesn't have this long reign, I mean, we don't get Sammy as big of a star as he is now. We don't get, I mean, Owens probably would have figured it out. I mean, I don't want to, Cody probably would have also became a huge star. I guess it's really just a Sammy thing. I mean, they'll probably make a star out of Jay. So he makes at least 2 or 3 stars out of a long reign. I mean, I guess you could say the first year and a half was pointless then because really nothing's happened up until the last year. But maybe that's how Triple H sees it. Maybe Triple H sees that he can make more. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were saying Jesus to keep talking.
No. JD in the comments is just absolutely shitting all over Cody Rhodes right now.
Oh, I thought he was shitting on me. I was like, damn.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Maybe it's possible he can make more stars out of a guy who's got a long reign as opposed to, because I see it as if Cody was going to win, it probably would have been another Hangman situation where it's like, okay, now we have this white hot baby face. What's going to be interesting? Who's going to be interesting going against this guy?
Gunther.
Right, but I get that, but I think that's the end goal for Cody at some point. But I don't, what do you do in between Cody and Gunther? Are you going to make stars with Cody as the champ? Who are the heels that they could put on his level? Who are the heels that could go against Cody that I'd want to buy a pay-per-view with? You know what I mean? Not that Cody's not a star. I'm just thinking in Triple H's mind right now. Maybe I don't know. My bad. I went on a rant, but I'm just
First of all, pay-per-views aren't a thing. Okay, you just got Peacock is $5. Okay, you don't sell pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah, they're premium live events.
And you only get a fucking basic account with your $4.99. Apparently, fucking cock.
Yeah, the cock sucks.
They're like, hey, take a look at this video package. If you have premium, whatever the fuck, Peacock. And I go, yeah, I probably have that. And then 2 seconds later, it cuts to some bullshit.
Dead ass. I thought Cole was doing that for the international audience. I didn't realize that was a Peacock thing.
How are you?
But yeah, the cock
sure,
sucks.
I don't have a thing. Okay.
Fucking mute yourself.
I got him. The cock sucks. I'm sure that's something Eric has heard many a times in his life. Anyway, Danny, can we get back on the fucking track here? I do want to actually say some good things about this match.
It sucked.
No, I know, but I thought the Uso interference and then Kevin and Sammy coming out. I combined their names. I thought that was good. Hey, Nas, what's going on? Yeah. Well, what you want to do with the Peacock is your own thing there. But I thought that was good. I wrote a note in my notes. AW Cody would have been bleeding a lot earlier in this match. Like I feel like he would have bled at some point. Cody hit the pedigree. Finally. I don't know if he's hit it before. Maybe I haven't been watching enough WWE to see it.
I think he definitely hit it against.
Has he hit it? But him hitting it at WrestleMania, I feel like was a big deal. After everything that happened, I feel like I muted Eric and he has no idea.
That's fine.
But
he'll figure it out.
Him hitting that
Focus
at
on
WrestleMania, I thought was a big deal. So I don't know. I enjoyed this match right up until the end. And I'm so mad because now we're not talking about the match and how well it was wrestled or any of that. We're just talking about what the fuck do they do at Roman. And I feel like, I don't want to call it disrespectful, but like this was a good match. Not great, but a good match.
This was okay.
I think I said in the chat 3.75.
Yeah, that's way too generous. But like, JD in the comments, I'm not reading the troll comments. I don't think the right guy won, but I don't. It's cool. Like again, I'm not as upset that Cody lost as I am that Roman is still champ. And even after everything Eric said, where he made like one or two good points in a 15-minute tangent, you know, I don't think it matters because one, Jay was already made from the beginning of the feud. Two, you can have rematches. That's not a fucking issue when someone's become credible in a 3-year title reign. Again, you can have a rematch. And, you know, how are you going to build heels if you only have the one mega heel, so why build another heel? Like I don't know. I just don't care. I want to fucking speed through the rest of this fucking show. Like
I know, like
the show sucked, bro.
It was disappointing, which is insane because coming off of last night, like I feel like we were so.
Also, JL dropkick JD. I said JD is rolling, not Jay. At this point, it fucking might as well be Braun. I don't care. I just want this title reign to be done. I'm so sick of not caring about the champion. Like that's I'm checked out again with the main title. Like I guess we just don't have a main title again, and I'm just gonna watch despite that and care about everything else because I'm not gonna care about who Roman faces next. Like
I feel like
at all.
And I think I was kind of saying this, and then Eric, you know, was doing his spiel, but we were so close to the logical ending of Roman's title reign. The Usos lose after Cody unites Sami and Kevin, and they have, you know, and they come in, and Sami, the former Bloodline guy, it comes in and they win, and now we have Cody taking on Roman Reigns, and Cody looks like he should win. They've built him since he's been in the company, sans, you know, torn back and all that shit. He comes back, he wins the Rumble, he looks like he's lined up to win. And he loses via that bullshit after hitting 2 crossroads, I might add. 2. And I know he like always doubles or triples a crossroads just in case at this point. And he does it because motherfucking a guy got thrown out of the match, comes back in a hoodie and hits him with a Samoan spike, and Roman hits a spear and he loses. Like, come on. Like, that's lame. It's so lame. And it's so lame. And not just because like Roman won, but because this, like I said, this was the logical ending. The fall of the Bloodline should have been started, and now it's not.
Well,
like
I
don't know how it ends. Like we said, maybe it's Jay or whatever it is, but it doesn't feel right. Like there was a a logical ending here, and they didn't take advantage of it.
Well, you see, the thing is, and this is what I've realized, and I guess this is just why we got to accept it. You can't have this fucking AEW guy beating Roman, ended Roman's title reign. That's that petty fucking shit. So that's why it feels like a Vince thing, because Triple H isn't above that petty shit either.
Can't have the superstar of a pissant company winning a title. Or Rhodes, for that matter, just in general.
And then real quick, because Dropkick JD gave his rebuttal. Hey man, I get why people are. I generally feel like Cody's entry in the story was forced. I felt that way for like 2 weeks until he told a good story, and it felt a lot less forced per se. Than I guess Rhea and Charlotte's story was forced because Rhea won the Rumble. But I think now in hindsight, my issue is more that I'm exhausted of Reigns being above the titles and the titles being unified. I mean, that's fair. So that's why it should have fucking ended. But there's no point. Like, yeah, it could have been Sammy. In hindsight, it really feels like it should have just been Sammy in the end. But, you know, it's there's just no point now anymore. Nothing matters. Like, you kept saying that, dude, and it's not true because Producer Boy said whoever beats Roman will be a megastar. It's like, no, not really. If Baron Corbin fucking beat him, he wouldn't be a megastar. So it's not necessarily, but I don't fuck this shit, bro. It was the best match of night 1, night 2. Best match of night 1 was the main event. Best match of night 2 was the triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Night 1's up for debate because there's a lot of great matches. Night 2 is not up for debate because there was no good matches besides the one.
I was gonna say, yeah, night 2 is definitely the Intercontinental Championship match. Night 1, I still hold out for the women's match, and maybe I'm just
it's fair, it's debatable. Like, it is. There's 3 options at least, so that's fine. I'm gonna say
props to Laura MJF. maybe the bidding war of 2024. Of course, James immediately hopping in, saying that JD is wrong, because I have seen that feud between JD and James firsthand. It's real. That feud is real. But
I believe it. They're both dorks. But yeah, man. I don't know. Can we move on to like something more fun, which is crazy because we're about to go to the beginning of this fucking show.
Yeah, like what do you want me to do with more fun with this card? And I feel bad, but like, for fuck's sake. There's not much more. I feel like we should just spend the next like half an hour debating about what they're going to do with Roman. But we have a lot. You're right. We do have a lot of time to do that. So, top of the card, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, Omos. This happened. Omos attacked Brock's back for most of the match.
Okay, wait. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna recap this match. I'm gonna recap it.
I'll put my feet up again.
Because the way you just talked about it, okay, you're not doing this justice. This match was literally 5 minutes long, like almost on the dot, 5 minutes long.
Which is about right.
For 3.5 minutes, Omos did the most boring fucking shit. He did some bear hugs. He slammed him a couple times, punched his back. It was so fucking boring. Lesnar hit one suplex. The crowd borderline came unglued because it was the beginning of the show, so they were just ready for anything.
Well, that and he, suplexed the 7-3 guy. So cool.
Yeah. Then he suplexed him 2 more times. And then he went for an F5, his back gave out. Almost went to, I guess, go for his finisher. And Lesnar just hopped out of it, hit an F5, and then hopped on a fucking private jet back to Saskatchewan. Like, just like that. He got home before the main event. Guaranteed.
That is verbatim what my notes say. Verbatim. This
match was fucking 3.5 of the most boring fucking minutes, and then 1 good minute.
My last bullet point is Brock got on a private jet back to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, so that was it. It was 5 minutes. I don't have opinions on it. It just happened. Or actually, I did because it was boring for 3.5 minutes and it was fun for a minute and a half. I don't know if you're a math guy, but that doesn't balance
No, I'm
out.
bad at
So,
math.
well, 3.5 is
weird,
more than 1.5. So, this match was mostly boring. Do you have any thoughts, or do you want to power through?
I agree. Like, it was just here to be here. I got it wrong. I thought, excuse me, I thought Brock was gonna put him over on the way out, but I guess not. And I don't know. And that's one of the reasons why I said before, like, this felt more like a Vince book card than a Trips book card. But I don't know. It was perfectly mid. And it was kind of everything I was expecting.
It was perfectly unavoidable. What happened next?
What happened next was also kind of perfectly unavoidable. It was the women's 4-way tag team showcase match with a lot of people's Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. I don't know. It happened. It was okay. Like I didn't have any qualms about the actual wrestling, which I think is kind of, unless you like super fuck up, I think that's kind of my MO in general. I did like the spot where Raquel threw Liv into everybody, but other than that, I didn't really have anything to go off. Like nothing like really grabbed me. It did end with Shayna somehow hitting a knee and then blowing out her shoe, motherfucking Zion Williamson style. I don't know how the hell she ended up doing that. She had tagged in as Liv was pinning Shotzi. Hit the knee, blew her shoe out. Ronda tagged in after that. She came in, locked in the armbar, and Shotzi tapped out. So this just was kind of an excuse to get Ronda on the card. She did absolutely fuck all. The rest of the women actually did all the heavy lifting here, and Ronda picks up a win because she's Ronda Rousey. And that was this match. And fine, whatever.
It wasn't great. I didn't think the in-ring work was that good until the Raquel chucked fucking Liv and like Chelsea jumped off the top turnbuckle to avoid confrontation, so like that was good. And Chelsea was the star of the match. Star is a strong word to use for this match, but I get what you mean. I get what you mean, dude, but I don't. I wasn't super into this. I mean, the right team won because you're not gonna have.
I guess.
Well, the only team won.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way. The only team won. Chelsea looked great, so that's a positive. Liv got to be on the card, which is a positive. She deserves better. Liv deserves better, but hot take right now. It should have been Liv versus Bianca. I think I'd rather that at this point. But, I'm so sick of Natalya and her rent-a-fucking partner shit. And I'm also sick of Natalya doing the same fucking shit every one of these matches. I'm going to put both girls in the sharpshooter and I'm going to have my partner do a heart attack. Bro, grow up. Chad, you're wrong. I'm glad you're not here, Chad, because you'd be defending this moron.
I was about to say.
This was whatever. And that's it. Like, it happened. Good for Chelsea. Cool that Ronnie and Shayna won. And maybe we'll get them versus Becky and Lita.
Ronnie.
Honestly,
I was kind of disappointed in this match just because the men's showcase match last night was so good. Right?
Yeah.
And I was expecting a similar situation here, and it just didn't come to fruition. I mean, James said, in the chat as we put up, like, Chelsea was the star of the match, and yeah, she had some fun spots and everything, but
I think the match would have weirdly enough been better if it was Chelsea and Carmella. Even though I'm glad Sonya got on the card, but like,
yeah, well, Carmella obviously she got hurt, I believe, so. That's why she wasn't Chelsea's partner.
Crazy that Chelsea was the one who lost. How is that crazy, James? That's like the most obvious person to take the fall in that match out of everyone. it's her, Sonya, or it should be Natalya, but they don't do that. Mania for some reason, but it's like
process of elimination. I kind of have to agree with you.
Yeah, there's no, but I mean, it just I hate to say it, but it wasn't as good because you didn't have as many like proper vets in there, like, or even like you had Liv and you had like Shayna, or even that Shayna's so lost that this is her. You know what? Like Raquel's still green. Raquel will be really good one day, but she's somewhere in between right now where she can, but she's not like a ring general that's going to carry a match. Natalia's a ring general for a failing army. Shotzi is not a ring general, but like just isn't in. Yeah, she has an endearing personality
and a tank.
Yeah. I think most people are sick of Sonya, even though I think she did a fantastic heel work before the Stalker incident.
I would hope people aren't sick of Sonya. I do like.
Oh, they're 100%. She was an annoying authority figure for way too long that didn't get much come up in.
Hey, producer boy,
what up, players?
So I'll say it like this: congrats, Shayna. That's literally the only time you'll ever win at WrestleMania, probably ever even on a pay-per-view ever again. So good for you.
And in the process, you blew your boot out.
Hey, someone blew something out way worse later on, so could have been worse. Could have been worse.
We will get there. But producer boy, you do have very good timing as you are setting up your mic. But
I'll be honest, if you asked me about this match, I skipped this whole match. So
we weren't going to talk about that one. We are officially on to what was by far the best match of the night. Gunther versus Sheamus.
Oh, for sure.
Versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Intercontinental Championship in one of the hardest hitting, big meaty men slapping meat matches I have ever fucking seen, to the point where all three members of commentary, at least on the American broadcast, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Titus O'Neil all stood up and gave them a standing round of applause.
You know what? I want to get
absolute battle.
I want to get my quick nitpick
awesome.
out real quick.
All right, good.
My one nitpick in this whole entire... Why the fuck was Titus on commentary for this match?
Dude, why was he on commentary yesterday too? What the
fuck? Okay, all right, hang on. First of all, that man liked one of my tweets from our account, so I'm going to be cool with it. But B, like, he is the WWE Global Ambassador. Like, he's shifted from an in-ring role to that. And
I don't think
put him on commentary for the women's match.
It's nice to see him. But I agree. Him on this match,
maybe during that women's match that everyone skipped, do it during that shit.
I agree. I would have put him. I forget what match he was on last night. Was he not? Was he on the showcase match last night too?
I have no idea. I have a vague memory of him being there.
He said something like,
but he wasn't
quack quack, and that's all I remember.
I feel like he wasn't, and I mean this very, very respectfully. He wasn't annoying to the point where we would have remembered him being on the. We were like, okay, he was on the card in terms of the commentary, and he did whatever, and then he was gone, and we don't remember where he was. Which is, I think, when you're a guest commentator, is a good thing. Tonight, we're going to remember him because he was on the best match of the card, and he just screaming, "I would call 911" the entire time. So
right. That was funny. I mean, that's the thing, though. I don't need funny during this match. I need funny during like Lesnar and Omos when I don't care.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that the commentary was good besides him. Like Corey and Cole just being fanboys about it and just being like, I'm sorry, I'm laughing right now. Like, this is just how I'm handling this brutality. Like, this is insane. Like, them just
they couldn't
popping for shit. Like, yeah, that's one thing that commentary has improved on Triple H, because he's pretty much telling them like, yo, go be fans for a little bit, mark out, like, if you want, like, have opinions, that's fine. But yeah, he's breaking all Talking Mountain's record for sure. It's Triple H's only true success since taking over that he hasn't fucked up anywhere along the way. So
I mean,
this match was great.
To connect our first conversation with this match and what somebody jokingly said earlier today about Gunther and Roman Reigns, like maybe I'm just looking at Danny. Gunther's a heel, so I don't see them doing that, nor do I know how they would make it make any sense. But an undefeated Gunther versus technically kind of undefeated Roman Reigns title reign situation.
The play would have been Cody. But
all right, whatever. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
No, and with all due respect, I do want to keep it on this match because it was so good. And I do want to bring something up because the only time this match truly left the ring was when McIntyre hit the Tope Con Hero onto Sheamus. But other than that, everything was kind of kept in the ring. And for a triple threat, I feel like that's kind of rare where they, keep everything as just a fight instead of, oh, let me go get a table. Let me go get a chair. No weapons, no outside the ring stuff. Like I said, outside of the tope. And it was cool. And, I called it, or I didn't call it. I said, I hope they did it this way. And I thought it lended to the match. And it ended up being phenomenal. This was, as Cole called it, a fight. And Cole, again, has been phenomenal this whole weekend. And I think he was truly on point.
I think
for this match.
He's at the point where what did he say? He knows he's leaving in a few years. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like if Vince,
it's not that
or not. He's having fun. He doesn't care.
And it's not. I don't know about him leaving, but Vince not being in his ear is really big, because anytime previously when he announced something, whether it was Beast in the East or the UK tournament for WWE, you can hear him just be himself, and he was great. And now Vince isn't in his ear anymore, and he's great again.
Apparently, I had that on yesterday.
Vince, well, I don't think he was screaming at him the entire fucking night.
Right.
Even if he was listening, he wasn't fucking screaming at Cole. We've heard those back behind the scenes things, and Vince was screaming him all night. He's not anymore. Cole's a lot more free, and him and Corey, and I guess by some extension Titus, were very, very good tonight, even though Corey got a little heated when Titus kind of stepped on him there for a second. But the rest of it was phenomenal. And I don't want to focus again. I don't want to focus on the commentary. I do want to focus on this match. I mean, like, there was that point in the match where Sheamus and Drew were, they got in the hockey fight, and eventually they were just hitting each other, and like the one would hold himself up using the other one, and then bring himself over to hit him. So like that was absolutely great. Sheamus ended up winning that battle, obviously, and then got into a pin. And then Gunther came in with the diving headbutt, and then power bombed Sheamus into Drew, and then power bombed Drew, and that's how we got the win. So like, this was sick. And obviously, like we said, best match on the card.
Best match on the card by leaps and bounds, and for my money, best night of the weekend. Best match of the weekend. Sorry.
Oh, really? Oh, this is it. This is the best for you.
Yeah, this was the best match of the weekend.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I don't think there's a debate on either.
I didn't want this to end, and not even with the hindsight of how the rest of the show went, but like, I literally was like, I want this to keep going. I was just so excited, so into this, and in a way where none of these three guys are like anywhere near my favorites, but they're just so good that I was so invested in this. And I'm one of the people who I think it was the right thing that Sheamus didn't win. Don't ever give him the Intercontinental title. Some people can't have a happy ending if you want to tell a fucking story,
You give him any title. No offense.
Well, yeah, we saw that with the main event.
Yep. So, but don't, yeah. So I think this was great. I think the crowd, this was the loudest they were consistently all night, from what I can tell, because they were into every chop, and that's the beauty of it, is these chops got crazier during the match. Like, producer boy showed that clip of Drew giving it to Gunther, where he was giving him some of the craziest chops of the match, to where Gunther had to use a kick to get out of the situation instead of chopping back. But everyone looked great here. Drew and Sheamus just proved how much they just love hitting each other as hard as fucking possible. Gunther, I know we had showcase matches, but this really was a showcase match for him. It's weird to say he's low-key having an amazing year, but like, he's not in the forefront, but he was, he went the distance in the Rumble and was in the final two. And then he has this match here. He is on another level. He is going to be an amazing foreign heel for Cody to conquer, to get his heat back. And it's...
No, I still say he beats Cody.
I don't know about that anymore. I can't see Cody losing.
What did he beat him for? Nothing.
I don't care. Just beat him.
I mean, apparently we just beat Cody now, but
I know I'm betraying America right now, but no, Gunther should beat him, man.
I mean, he should, but he's not gonna.
I just want to see that feud for the memes, being that Cody is the
guy who solves racism, and
yeah. I'm sure there will be some good stuff there.
The Cody solving racism memes are still my favorite. But yeah, man, I just
Iron Lion, you're
so good.
Gunther when it was the right move. I don't care.
Yes, it is cinema.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that you were even still. I didn't know that I still had it there.
Oh, also, to a tweet that you earlier put up. Excuse me. Gunther, I do like the fact he doesn't have a dedicated finisher. He just beats your ass until you.
I didn't even
lose.
notice that until I read that. I didn't realize he.
Yeah, no, he doesn't really have one. Like he's beating people with chops, he's beating people with power bombs, he's beating people with other moves. I think the diving headbutt, like, it's just he'll fuck you up until you die.
Yeah, he's just winning with power bomb on the main roster, so he does have a finisher.
It's a weird style for WWE to be cool with. Like, that's more of like a Japanese kind of.
But Trips loves him.
I'm just saying it's weird for them to let Gunther get away with it when no one really else is allowed to do that sort of style.
I know, but Triple H fucking loves him, and you can kind of see it. Like, Trips always has his favorites.
I think that's probably why he's going to hold on to this title for a really long time, because Gunther is not going to be the guy to beat Roman. So he's in his own Gunther-verse, pretty much.
He's going to hold on to the title until he can get into the main title scene.
Yeah.
But
which won't be until babyface beats Roman.
Right. That was my point. But anyway, go ahead, Brett.
But I'm okay with that. If you're going to build somebody this way, that should be the play, no? So yeah, he should be the guy that's challenged for the title whenever a babyface wins it. And
Gunther is what AEW wants for Jade, just not happening.
Yeah, I can see that. But goddamn, this match slapped. Hats off to Drew. Hats off to Sheamus. Hats off to Gunther. Sheamus, retire, man. Retire on top, bro, while you're beloved, man. Because this isn't gonna last forever, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
You were on a weird. The peak of your career is in the twilight years of it for some reason, but
he's in his like Randy Orton stage where people stopped calling him boring, and now he's just like the older vet that people like to see because they still put on a good show, kind of.
No, because he's putting on better shows. He was not having matches this good.
Right.
Sheamus had one good match for the first 10 years of his career. It was 2 out of 3 falls match against Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules 2012. That was it. No other ones. And then, 2 matches, because they had the one with Big Show that made no sense, but turned out to be really good for some reason, despite
Well-
on paper that sounded like the worst match ever.
Everything kind of got revitalized with him with Cesaro, which was a few years ago. But
Yeah, because Cesaro
the bar
showed him
was
another
like
year.
at least 5 years
7
ago,
years.
right?
It was like 7
Was
years
it
ago.
7?
Yeah, it started in 2015.
Jesus Cristo.
But once he got into the bar and he was having tag matches, yeah, people were like, okay, yeah, Sheamus can really still go. But like for his single Sheamus, no one wanted this. Not WWE is gonna give us a fucking copyright claim because we used their audio from the show tonight. But, oh man, this good on Sheamus, good on Drew, amazing on Gunther. I loved everything about this. I love that Gunther got such good reactions, even though some of it was off. It's literally just like clothesline sometimes, and people were still like, "Oh, that's a decent near fall." It's proof that it's working. I'm glad it's working. I'm glad Triple H's favorite kid, that is the only one getting treated well out of his favorite kids, Johnny Gargano. How you doing?
Hey, Johnny won yesterday.
Yeah, on the developmental show. Okay.
Yeah.
He's no Braun Breaker, all right? He ain't doing shit.
which I guess the irony of it is if they were pushing Gargano properly, I would say that would be a good like underdog story for him to beat Gunther at some point down the line. But that's not anywhere near where he needs to be.
No, it's got to be Chad Gable. He's the only guy I want to see dethrone Gunther right now. But whatever.
If he doesn't do that, I do think Chad will have a U.S. title run in the near future. Because
Nah, fuck that. Montez Ford is gonna have the U.S. title run. Gable's gonna dethrone Gunther.
Hey, look, I think it's both. As long as both of those guys, if they're gonna push Montez as a single guy, as long as they both have title runs in the near future, I'm 100% okay with that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we can say about this match other than it was awesome. And I would like nobody to forget that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus presented by Mike's Hard Lemonade.
No, not Mike's Hard. We had fucking
no, Mike's Harder Lemonade.
TurboTax all goddamn night because I don't have Peacock Plus.
Oh,
even if you did, you'd still have the.
I
have called them during the show. That's how much I saw. I was like, bro, they got me. I'm just gonna do my taxes right now. This is insane.
I have Peacock Plus. I didn't have to deal with that, which I guess was not something I realized was a thing people had to deal with.
I mean, I don't think I was missing anything important, but it was still annoying.
You were just kind of missing like small promo packages or whatever. But yeah. I did see something earlier in the week from Nick Khan being like, "Oh, we're gonna like integrate our advertisements into the show," and I think this was one of the more obvious.
I think he meant more about the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy and the fucking.
I somehow missed the Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy.
I don't know how, bro. This dude was mad big. It felt like Vince was in control of the show when things like that was happening.
I think he probably went to get up, take a piss, and get a beer.
And again, they did it with Bray, and that's when Vince wasn't there. So it's a Triple H thing, really.
No, it's a Nick Khan thing. I think Nick Khan is trying to introduce like a different way of advertising where for the entrances for the title cards, he had Drew and Sheamus do a commercial for Mike's Harder Lemonade, and then on the title cards for them as they came in, there was the Mike's Harder Lemonade, and then for the replays, it was Mike's Harder Lemonade. And Cole, to his credit, at the end there for the match replays, did a very good job of playing that in. So, like, I think honestly, and not to get too in the weeds here, like that's probably going to be the future of WWE advertising. We're probably going to get stuff more like that. I hope we don't get more things where like
I'm cool with them,
Mountain Dew match, but
right, yeah. I mean, I'm cool with them like trying things like that to see if it works or not. It's just weird, like Bray's first match, weird place to start to try that out. The Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing, I don't even remember what match that was a part of, but I just remember being annoyed by it.
It's weird. I don't remember that, but
yeah,
like I said, I was probably getting up here, but I don't mind it. Like because as long as it doesn't interfere with the match the way the Bray thing did, I think I just can ignore it, and it is what it is. Like the same way I can ignore a team having, patch on their sleeve for an advertisement. So it is what it is.
So, producer boy, do you live in a fucking duplex? Or have a winding staircase behind you?
I live in a duplex.
Oh my god!
I say, yeah. No. The rare times producer boy does.
I did invite everyone to watch WrestleMania here. Anyway,
and you didn't let me in. I was outside your house at like 6:24.
I did. I had a family party. I was on MJF's territory on Long Island.
It's always your cousin's birthday. I don't understand.
Yeah, family is not real, bro. Okay, I don't know who's been lying to you, but
when you have 8 of them, there's a lot of birthdays.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, they're not your cousins at that point. That's a blob of that's nothing.
Thank you, Iron Lion. It was during Random. I still somehow missed it.
Debut. I got something for you, JL. I got something for you.
Oh no. Anyway, what happened after this? Unfortunately.
Yeah, good question. It was actually the WWE Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Asuka. This ended when Asuka, after almost a ref bump, missed the mist, and that is very hard to say. But so, like I said, Asuka missed the mist.
And she was mystified.
Yes. Bianca went for the KOD. Asuka countered into an armbar. Bianca ended up powering out of it and got Asuka up again for the KOD, hit it, and retained her title. Just another one of those matches where it was good. Like, I have no complaints about it, but it wasn't great. I thought Asuka should have won. Once again, she loses at WrestleMania, Danny, which is very annoying, especially because now she's Killer Clown Kana Asuka and Hello Gato. But like Danny, it's just lame that Asuka lost a fucking again, and it kind of took the piss out of the whole match.
Anybody reading this? Anybody find this odd?
I feel like that's fake.
I'm distracted by the cat.
It could be fake. I didn't really check it, to be perfectly honest.
You should probably do that. Twitter, for the record, producer boy, Twitter is about to hit all sorts of shit hitting the fan today or yesterday. So, yeah, I can. That's not Asuka's account. I don't think so.
Interesting, but I mean, fuck it. In both ways.
It's her.
Really? Okay. This doesn't make any sense because you lost clean. So like, there's no interest in this. But maybe she should go back to Japan. I don't know. The streak continues for both of them. Asuka is Bianca's undefeated. Asuka's always defeated. Like it's fucking the same old shit. I really like Bianca. I really like Asuka. Asuka should have won because, it's insane that she hasn't won a match at Mania. I still blame Charlotte. But
wait, 0 out of 0 and 5? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. And this could have easily been the year because I think people are going to start turning on Dragoon. Everyone kind of knew that Asuka was still going to lose. We just wanted better, But people are going to turn on Bianca, and that's going to be a little upsetting because it was avoidable,
Yeah.
And again, I know, producer boy, you were saying earlier about how long title reigns get you hard and shit, but not every one of them can keep going and going. They have to end.
Dude, cut the music. You're gonna get his fucking DCMA.
All right, it's less than 6 seconds. We'll be right.
But
we got to strike you already. We got.
Afghanistan doesn't want our show there. Fuck them.
No, we had a different strike, but that's some inside baseball. I'm sorry, Danny. Again,
Asuka didn't need this win. No, I'm sorry. I'm reading Dragoon's chat. James told Asuka, James doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That's why he's not here right now. He's a mark in this. He was in the crowd with those other fucking marks.
Guys in the crowd, but he can't hear them. He's like, "Oh, it's so loud here. They love this guy." And we're like, "What?"
They're not even. They're sitting on their fucking hands, bro.
Admittedly, we have to say a lot of times the crowd for WrestleMania doesn't necessarily translate onto TV. It's because it's so loud there. So,
but we can hear when it's loud. Is my point. So
you can't. No, genuinely, like there's a lot of times.
I'm saying, Sami Zayn comes out. We know it's loud. When somebody else comes out and it's super dead, we can tell. Is my point.
James is ageist right now. He's. I knew he hated women. I knew he hated foreigners, but now he hates people like only a few years older than him. Like, what the fuck is going on now? Weird character development.
That is cold. That is cold.
What, producer boy? I mean,
I just I don't get it. I think not asking needed it, but bro, well, she needed it years ago. Okay, more than she needed it now. But what's the point? Again, where does this go from here? There's no one out. Bianca's beating everyone. Is she gonna fight Charlotte now? Like, I'm over that
Chelsea
too.
Green, who's her next opponent?
I think it's what I said. I mean, it could be. It doesn't have to be, but I think it's because we were all confused at Bianca not going against Rhea. So I think it was because it's going to happen after they have their titles. So they will just unify both of them with each other.
That's a bad idea.
Which will just end in Rhea's hands because normally when they unify, the heel wins anyway. So
at not WrestleMania, yeah, awesome idea.
Well, people are already going to watch WrestleMania anyway. I know what you're saying, but people are going to watch WrestleMania anyway.
No, I'm saying, but like, when are you going to unify the titles?
I'm saying
next
they
year.
Can do it. They can do it at a lesser pay-per-view because it'll spark interest in that pay-per-view more so than it would at Mania because people are already going to watch Mania. Is my point. I know what you're saying. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking as to what their reasoning would be to not do it. I mean, because they've done unifications not at Mania before. They did Randy versus Cena. That wasn't at Mania. They did it like 2 months before Mania or some stupid shit like that.
So I think I'm stealing Dan. I think this is your take, Danny. I think I'm stealing it. But the women having split titles is actually a good idea, just strictly due to the fact that continually unifying the titles leaves less titles for 2 shows, and allowing a Raw Women's title and a SmackDown Women's title actually gives them something to do on both shows, as opposed to if you have one title, it's gonna because the other option is unifying the titles and then introducing a mid-card title that nobody gives a fuck about.
And they're on more equal footing than like the WWE and World Heavyweight title were on. Like, they're pretty much.
Danny's right. You're right there, but I do think it's like Rev having to say, well, it gives them something to do. It's kind of like, all right, well, it's kind of fucked then to just have to split titles so that the women have something to do. I get what you're saying.
Something to do is a bad way to put it,
but you're not wrong. But also at the same time, like,
to the point.
But also at the same time, like, casuals watching night 1 and night 2, and they're watching Rhea go for the title against Charlotte, and then watching Bianca go against Asuka tonight. It's kind of like, especially with the 2 upper title or all the other titles are unified. It's got to be like, well, why the fuck do we have 2 women's champions? Like,
I guarantee, like, no one thought that, but also, you know what looks dumber? The guys with the unified titles holding 2 sets of belts.
Well, yeah, I hate that. I wish they would just have 1 set of titles.
Yeah, that looks way, way more dumb. But yeah, again, if you gotta introduce a mid-card title if you're gonna unify.
I'm down for that. If
because that's the only way it makes sense.
just have the two established titles to where they're going, and nobody fucking blinks.
No,
I mean,
'cause
yeah, that's why I don't
think-
care if they that's what I'm saying. They don't have to do it, and they probably shouldn't do it. But like, it's just if you're gonna do it, you got to put a mid card title. So
Yeah,
it's a more proper
exactly.
hierarchy where you have the stepping stone title.
You don't have to have
to get the
a
top title.
No, because I'm with Dragoon on the tweet I put on his doesn't tweet on his message I put up before. Like, we don't need to fucking unify everything. Like, I understand we're moving away from the brand split in its totality, but we all can see that there's a Raw roster and a SmackDown roster, and then there's some flexibility between the two. It's not like it was back in the day, but we can still have a Raw Women's title and a SmackDown Women's title. We can have the U.S. title on Raw for the most part, and we can have this Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown for the most part. And I guess Roman's still the stupid fucking champion. He can float between both rosters. Like, we don't.
Well,
have
he
to
doesn't really show up on Raw, but I get your point.
But he does occasionally. My point is, people can show up on the shows they're not assigned to. It's more of an assignment rather than a brand split. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that 100%. It does allow the flexibility. Like, we've seen Judgment Day on SmackDown this last couple of weeks with Dom. Obviously, Rhea is now the SmackDown Women's champion. So she's gonna have to show up on SmackDown. She has that title. So maybe we see a shift of Judgment Day towards SmackDown. Whatever it is, like, I enjoy the fluidity of the whole situation.
I'd rather we do what Danny said. If just have one women's title and do a mid card title. I'd much rather that than.
But like, why? Like, we have two women's titles. Like, what's the difference? Genuinely, what's the difference?
There's just I personally. I mean, we don't have to have this conversation right now. We've already had it a million times, but I just personally like Roman's reign. I enjoy that because everyone knows who the top guy is. I want to know who the top woman is, and like if you can't become what makes no difference. Anyway,
thank you, James. Thank you, Diago.
It absolutely does make a difference, but
I think it makes it. I genuinely think it makes more of a difference with the men than it does with the women because the two titles are pretty much usually equal. Because, I mean, look at last year. You had Becky holding one, you had Charlotte holding the other. Those were literally your top two women. And depending on the time of year, it fluctuates who's the top woman, but it goes from top woman, and it's been used. They've both been used pretty effectively for the past since since they main evented. Honestly, they've been used decently well. Like the only hiccup was having Becky lose one of them the next pay-per-view, but the only hiccups have been Charlotte winning and losing them so fucking quickly. But again, that's a Charlotte problem. But they've for the past year or so, it's been used pretty well. It's been fine.
That's a good argument. Charlotte wouldn't be 45-time champion if there was only one title.
Maybe actually, maybe we should have unified that. Actually, maybe I'm turning around now if that's the case. But
have a good night, guys.
That's it. We're done here. All right, there's nothing else to talk about. So good night, everyone.
No. What are you talking about? We have to talk about the most important thing that happened. No, get back in here, you bastard. No, I'm not letting you leave. I am not letting you leave. We have to talk about the most important thing that happened on this entire show. The Miz versus Shane McMahon.
Oh my God. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Ish.
The fact that
this kind of happened. And so basically this was set up where after last night where Snoop Dogg basically set up the Miz to face Pat McAfee on a moment's notice. And Miz obviously lost. Miz was pissed. And then Snoop set him up again to face Shane. And Shane literally did a drop down and a jump over. Very basic standard wrestling moves. And on the jump over, he allegedly, we haven't gotten a full report yet. I haven't checked it since we started the show.
Wait,
but
I have
it
confirmation
appears
for you. Here you go.
I would say if you have an update, I'd appreciate it. But the man, it appears, he tore his. No way.
Yeah, dude.
No, who is the source?
This is
Scroll up.
H.
Scroll up. Triple H. Okay, it's Russell Ops. Okay, I will trust
through the media scrum.
No, I know. I just wanted to make sure because
because
of the Triple H tearing his quad meme. I had to make sure.
Oh no! I mean, he literally. At first, I thought it was his ankle, but it wasn't.
I thought it was his knee. Yeah, I thought it was his ankle too, and then I thought it was his knee.
Dude, James texting us. Wait, what happened? While he's there was the funniest. That's how fast it happened.
But
the greatest thing ever. He was like, "Wait, what just happened?" I'm like, "Bro, your boy is done."
So I can see some people, Dragoon included, were upset it wasn't LA Knight. They went for the more Vince. Oh, not only did the Vince tear his quad, he tore both of his quads.
I forgot that was sorry.
And Triple H tore his quad twice. So the McMahon Helmsley faction not great with the quad tearing, but Snoop came in and absolutely saved the segment. I don't know how he realized that. The doctors probably tipped him off that the
referee said it loudly. She said,
yes,
Snoop hit the people's elbow.
Yes, as he came in, the referee, because Snoop had a live mic, said hit the people's elbow. But Snoop did lay in some really solid right hands, hit the people's elbow, and won the match. Look,
yeah,
this was obviously a disaster, but Snoop saved it. He did, and everyone was really happy about it. So, as bad as this went, Danny, I thought this went okay in terms of the way it ended up turning out.
Everyone got what they deserved.
Dude, it's even worse because
I didn't respond to that. He's right.
It's even worse because Snoop basically beat Miz clean because Shane didn't really hit any offense on him.
I think you mean it's even better because of that.
Hang on. James is back.
Turn your phone sideways, please.
Yeah, turning your phone sideways.
You got me for a second. I got to hop off, but I'll hop back on it really soon. I just wanted it on the record.
Your hair looks great.
Snoop Dogg is the only member of his family to have a singles win at WrestleMania. It's superior to Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, whatever you want to call it. Not only is he a Hall of Famer, he has a singles win at WrestleMania, and Mercedes does not.
Accident?
No.
I don't think it's by accident, though. I think regardless, Snoop was going to have a second match with him, but he just expedited the entire thing.
It was that, or he was going to interfere in the Shane McMahon match. But either way, that was going to happen at some point. Otherwise, that was the greatest audible in the history of wrestling.
No, I will say. So obviously, I knew. I know I missed out because of the fight that broke out in our section.
How many fights went down,
fights
dude?
Were there tonight?
They were cheering and booing in different sections of the arena throughout an hour.
During the Asuka Bianca match.
So, all right, very quickly. The booing that happened tended to it happened whenever an ad showed up on the Tron that you guys didn't see. So if on the big Titantron around the ring up top, they would have a TurboTax thing or an Intuit thing or whatever it was thing. Whenever they would pop up randomly, the crowd would boo because people were just pissed at it because that was the only way people in the higher sections could see anything that was happening because there was no real Tron there. And as for fights, there was a lot going on. I don't know why people were so rowdy tonight. There was a fight below me in the 100s, and then there was a fight in my section that was so ridiculous, so silly. but it happened. And even yesterday, people were getting booted. One guy was getting very inappropriate with a girl, and he got booted. So people didn't know how to act here in LA. Doesn't really shock me. But yeah, it was some crazy stuff. But yeah, Shane, don't come back.
Man, if I could get the footage, I would cut out that part right there where you said people in LA don't know how to act, shock, and then cut to footage of you and Made. Like one day I will make that. That's gonna be a thing I put together. But it's gonna take some time, guys.
James, once again, I know we don't have you for very long. I have to ask: did Papa G get a chair?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not over yet, though. The weekend.
That's why James was walking alone in the parking lot. His dad was still back there.
No, I know. I've been there.
It's
me and James are walking like 30, 40 feet in front of Papa G, and he's back trying to negotiate with some motherfucker trying to get a chair. Like, that happens every time I go to a pay-per-view with them.
There was this one 15-year-old yesterday. My dad and I are waiting for our Uber, and the family had like 4 chairs. So my dad goes, how do you guys feel? 150 for a chair. The 15-year-old, without missing a beat, 200. I balls at 50. So that's impressive.
Good for the kid.
But guys, I'll try to join back shortly before you guys end. You guys are killing it as always, and just full plug. If you guys are watching, if you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like, subscribe to Mark It Down here on YouTube and all our socials. Talk to you soon.
James, thank you for joining us. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a safe flight back. I don't know when we're going to see you again because I know you're Carmen San Diegoing your way around the world for the next couple weeks. So please have all the safe flights and travels. So I had a Papa G for us. And have a good night, brother.
Thank you.
Peace, dude. So glad to hear from you. What we're still? Oh yeah, we're on the Shane blew out his quad match. I feel bad. I feel like we just kind of glossed over the entirety of the Bianca match and just talked about not the Bianca match. But
I mean, it wasn't as good as it should have been, and it could have been. Both those women are better than the match they had.
I concur.
But that you can say that about almost the whole show. The people in it were better than the match they ended up having, except for the triple threat.
Yeah, exactly.
But, that's all we can say about it. But all
right, yeah. Let's hit the last match we got to talk about, which was Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. I had thoughts about this. The first of which was, why did we have colorful weapons? Like, who decided to spray paint all of the chairs?
We can't have a red cell. We can't have a red cell, so we gotta have some red chairs, you know.
Well, and blue tables and
in their defense,
whatever colors were, because I can't see any of them because I'm colorblind as fuck.
In their defense, it might be them like trying for the crowd to be able to see through the cell by having the colorful items inside. That's just what I'm thinking off the top of my head, but maybe not at all.
Great Rev impression right there. But
yeah,
I didn't like this match.
Absolutely not.
It was. I think it was maybe the third best match on the card, which isn't saying a lot. Yeah, but I thought it's
the triple threat, then Snoop Dogg versus The Miz, and then this match is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna, for real, I was gonna put the title match, the Roman match, after this and that, or after the IC title match and then this. But again, that's not saying a lot.
Like this sucked. Edge won for no fucking good reason.
I'm so mad.
It was garbage. He beat the fucking demon.
That's why I'm pissed. Like, the mystique of the demon is gone now.
I mean, it was gone with the Roman match.
Not only that, but
I know, but like, it could have recovered because
Yeah.
everyone knew that was a mistake. And if he just kept winning, it would have been fine. We could be like, okay, Vince did some stupid ass shit, and we can get over it. But no, he has to lose to Edge on some fucking bullshit. Well, it wasn't really that bullshit.
And the match got stopped for a bit because he was bleeding.
Yeah,
and
that was
lame.
legit. No,
Yeah.
he dead ass got busted open hard way on
But-
that.
But,
on that
I mean, it was hard to
Point-
tell because he was painted red at the same
Exactly.
time.
No,
but-
but
He's painted
hard to
naked.
tell. Did you not see all the blood on the mat?
Yeah,
but-
that's the
He
only
got
way we knew.
fucking- Yeah, no, he got whacked. Like,
First of all,
that was like when,
Moxley is laughing at him right now. Okay,
Mm.
that was fucking nothing.
No,
Dude,
but
his
that was
dude
like
bleeds
when-
more when he pees than fucking Finn right
Actually,
there.
For the record, the Demon has lost before WWE. It was in NXT, and Samoa Joe beat him.
Yeah,
And
no one cares.
in that match, Samoa Joe got busted open hard way,
And
and
it
he
stuck then
leaves.
too.
and they had to bring in the doctors as well.
Oh, that's
Like, it was one of
when he got
those-
pissed, right? He was annoyed that they were stopping it because
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Joe was upset. He was like, "No, fuck you," and they
That
were
was
like,
Brooklyn,
"Joe,
right?
you're literally pissing blood. We have to stop this wound." And it was the same thing with this match where it wasn't he was in a bad way. It was we gotta fucking stop you bleeding. You're just gonna bleed out.
Which would have been a better ending than what we got.
It
but,
was just like
you know,
we just gotta clot this, otherwise it's gonna get in a bad way. And I
Like-
understand that.
I don't have many like comments on the actual match itself because I thought it was really mid. But fucking
Yeah,
Edge
there it
is out of touch. He doesn't get it anymore. And you know what's
But
crazy
do
is
you
I
think
love.
this is an Edge thing. Do you think Edge was like, "I want to win this," or do you think they just booked him to win it?
I think Edge is out because Edge has won every match in the fucking feud. Like
Fair.
it's
Ooh.
not even. Oh
Is that-
god,
Finn?
it
Yeah.
has to be. But Edge is out of touch. He is because a lot of these were his ideas. Because you remember when he actually had a podcast with Christian?
That's a good reason to stop a match really quick. Side note. Sorry, Danny. but
Yeah, no, seeing that it's it's a
Yeah,
little more understandable. But
solid
Looks like I can
5-inch
see his
gash.
fucking skull.
it's a new like divide in his hair now. But good.
He's gonna have
Good
to
for him,
part
but
it a bit differently. The part's gonna be here instead of here.
Edge is so out of touch, and it just proves what we've all learned over the past 2 years is that Christian's always been the better of the two. You cannot debate it now. It is borderline fact. Who tweeted that? Because they're dumb. Unless they're a child, then that's fine.
Crispy Wrestling.
Oh, they're fan account, so they're somewhere in between. They're probably dumb,
Yeah,
but they
they
could also
is.
be a child. So a dumb child, that's fine. You'll grow up.
Kids are
It's
dumb
fine.
just generally.
Yeah, that was not an incredible match. That was a match. It happened. It wasn't as offensive as I thought it was going to be because it wasn't 80 minutes long. But
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't good.
Edge doesn't get any more. Like it's so weird because Sting is undefeated in AEW and it's fantastic because he's not beaten Adam Cole fucking in singles matches, or guys of that fucking stature.
To be fair, Sting is 65. Edge is still in I don't want to say in wrestling shape, but like he's still in singles wrestling shape. So I think there is a legitimate he can win matches type of deal. Oh, James is back.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be beating the top stars. He shouldn't be beating Seth Rollins.
No, I
He shouldn't
agree
be
with
beating
that.
Finn
I do
Balor.
agree with that. I think there are opportunities for him to win, and there are far more opportunities for him to lose when he should, and he has not taken those opportunities to lose.
He's
James-
literally put no one over.
Why
Like-
do you have one of the freaky monkey spider thingies from Star Wars, and why are you back?
Well, I just needed a moment, but now I'm back until we
Okay.
end. And because I went to Galaxy's Edge, I was at Disney.
Cool.
What the hell is that? What's Galaxy's
It's
Edge?
a Star Wars thing.
What's Star Wars?
Star Wars, those near and far wars.
Is that the live long and prosper guys? But anyway, Edge is doesn't get it. He's out of touch. Why? What has he done since coming back? What has he done to elevate anyone? He didn't even get over Judgment Day. They got over in spite of him. Like he has elevated no one along the way. He has brought people not down, but he's kept people a little below him.
The only thing I can think of is that there's a reason that.
Bro, hold on. I need to throw one of our best commentators from tonight under the bus for their one bad comment.
Oh God.
I think it's fair for Edge to win. He's still full time, and he literally got this whole Judgment Day feud off the ground. No, bro, he's burying it into the fucking ground. Okay, he's won the whole feud, and he's not full time. Finn Balor's full time. He's there every week. Rhea Ripley's full time. She's there every week. Damian Priest is full time. He's there every week. Dom is full time. He's amazing somehow, even though he sucks. It's unbelievable. Edge will be gone for months at a time. That's not full time.
It's just like 2/3 time.
Yeah, and it's great that he's still there, but he's not putting anyone over. He's not making things better.
And that's what pisses me off. Like, if you're going to come back this way, like, you should be putting guys over. Like, I understand winning matches to keep yourself strong as a WWE Hall of Famer, James, but...
Why did he need to win the Seth feud? Why did he need to win this feud?
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. Why did he need to win this feud?
I agree, but I also feel like the feud, he's going to be a part of the Dom Mysterio tag team feud that's going to continue on.
Doesn't matter, though. That's not the culmination.
No.
That's a
I know, but to your point, this is not the culmination either. Even though it's a Hell in a Cell and we just saw it as what should be the culmination, maybe it's not the culmination that we thought it was supposed to be.
It was
100%. It's like their 8th fucking match, bro.
I'm just saying, like, we were mad about Dom losing, kind of. Not as.
This is worse.
Right, this is worse. So I'm assuming there's a I don't know.
Also, they already had a Edge and Ray versus Judgment Day tag match, which the faces won, by the way, because of course they did.
James, what are you saying?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying I was kicking it to you, James. Go.
There's a difference between Dom losing, who's playing the role of a chicken shit heel, versus the demon Finn Balor.
Exactly.
There's a very big difference between the two. And look, did Finn look good and did it take a lot to put Finn down? Sure. But it doesn't matter. Colorblind.
Don't worry about and also stop shooting at me, dude. I can see red. I can't see the purple.
Finn is a guy who someone beyond Rhea needs to be protected in that group, and no one feels protected in that group besides Rhea. Priest is somewhat protected. You don't really see him taking losses, but he's not getting anything major either. He's not getting any big wins either. Dom can afford to lose and probably benefits from losing. I'm not saying yesterday. I'm not saying that he benefited from losing yesterday, but he's a character who does benefit from losing. Finn needs to be on a different level. I know he's not the leader of Judgment Day, but he's the figurehead of Judgment Day, if not Rhea. So if the demon Finn Balor goes from losing to Roman Reigns because the ring breaks to just losing to Edge and Hell in a Cell, we're in trouble. That character is in trouble.
Also, what was that little platform on the side of the cage that he jumped off of? That was dumb.
I mean, there was a camera there, but I don't like I think it was. I don't know. There was a camera there.
And they did that, and fucking Edge kicked out of it. Like, they gave him his own platform, and Edge still kicked out. But
no, he didn't kick out. He just moved.
He missed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He missed. I'm sorry. I gotta read my notes here. You're right. He missed. But either way, it was still fucking stupid. But no, James, I 100% agree with you. Like, Edge at the end of the match, when he hit the concerto, I believe he said, like, we were supposed to be in this together or something to that effect. To Finn, but how do you establish this faction to be good and to be a threat when you have 2 of the 3 members who had matches this weekend lose? And especially, all right, fine, Dom loses to Ray. I thought that was dumb, but Dom had to start making performance. okay, fine, we can build off of that. But you have Rhea win, awesome, and then you have the guy who is on, let's say on paper, the leader of this group, and then he loses to the guy he usurped. Like, how do I take this group seriously anymore? Like, it's so dumb, James.
What are the chances that Edge rejoins the group?
Nil.
I think we're past that. I think there was a point you could have done that and it would have worked. I think at this point we're too far gone.
I'm just thinking about that tag match. Like, how do you continue the feud after that tag match?
As far as I'm concerned, if the feud continues, it's just to get Bad Bunny in the match. There's no story reason for this to continue, but you want to have Edge, Ray, and Bad Bunny versus Finn, Dom, and Priest.
I mean, the way that they've just kind of buried
I don't think
them.
they do.
No,
I don't think they do 3. I think they just do Ray.
Yeah. I think it's Ray and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Jinx, you and Coke. First, probably Damian and Dom.
God, Edge is done with Judgment Day. There's no continuation from there. That's done. He beat them.
This should be. Look, the way they book this now, it should be the end of the feud because
it should
Edge
be end
has
of the
nothing
group,
left.
The way that they've.
Well, no, they're obviously going to continue the group here, but
no, I know, but what's the point?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, like
it's over.
No, I do agree. Like, why should I care about this group when their supposed leader can't beat the guy he usurped? Which is why I hate the ending of this match. That being said, when we go to Puerto Rico, they are going to do, I assume, Ray and Bad Bunny versus Damian and Dom. But go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I think the group could benefit from restructuring, and I'm not even saying add or subtract members. But if you build the group around Rhea, which we've been saying they should have been doing for a long time, that's fine. If you have a effort to put them in the tag division, because they've tagged and they have tag wins, but I wouldn't consider them a real part of the tag division. I think you could salvage some of these guys. And I think if you push Priest for a title, like if you push him for the U.S. title, whoever takes it off Theory, Priest is next. I think you could do stuff with that. But the way they stand now, there's nothing to build off of anymore.
Yeah, and that's why I think this feud hurt them, because I understand the face winning the feud and coming out, and Edge. It would have made sense if Edge was trying to kill Judgment Day and end it, but clearly Judgment Day is going to continue. So if you're going to have the group continue, this is a very good chance for Finn to beat Edge, bury that past, have that big win, and then continue on as a group.
Well,
but no, Edge has to win for some stupid fucking reason because he's Edge, basically. And then we have whatever the fuck we're gonna get out of this.
I want to know how we get Vicky Guerrero to manage Dom at this point. If she's the anti-Sue, like if she's like the reverse Sue for Judgment Day, I think that would be fantastic. I just don't think she fits in. But I think she Dom now.
No, I agree. Yeah. Like she said a lot in interviews. Like she loves everything that's going on with them. It's just you're right. Like I don't know where she would fit in, and I think she would have fit in with the full blown Dom feud.
Yeah,
I think it's a little late now, unless she maybe interferes in Puerto Rico or something.
I mean, Finn did mention that they might add a group member after Mania, which I guess is the only way to really salvage the group, because they could be like, well, now we have this person and we're complete. But they're kind of taking a risk, because the fact that they're even over is a miracle in itself. So if they add somebody else and it doesn't work out, then it's kind of like, all right, we have to just we have to just end this whole thing.
But I don't know, Danny. Do you agree with me? Like, I feel like this killed the group.
Yeah, I mean, that's all Edge has been doing is killing the group. It's been meticulous and consistent. This has been the most one-sided fucking feud that's gone on for almost 10 months. Like, literally, Finn won one match, the I Quit match, where he didn't pin Edge. He made him say I quit by threatening his fucking wife. Edge couldn't even make his wife look strong. She had to fucking lay down for Edge, which, you know, a wife would do for her husband, but like, you know, it's been so lopsided. Judgment Day's got nothing from this whatsoever. They are not better off for this. They are better off in spite of this, and they will be better off once now that this is finally done. They'll probably somehow salvage it and be better off. But it's like 2:00, so I'm going to bed. But you guys should ask James a bunch of questions about what it was like to be at Mania, you know, and get his feedback, you know.
Actually, this was the last match we did have to talk about. So, James, I'll go to you first because you were there. What? Danny Dinesh just left. I, with all due respect, it is Sunday. Some of us do have to work tomorrow. So, Danny.
I have to be up in the freaking morning. Okay, and very soon. Right. And I got a podcast tomorrow.
All right, really quick.
Sure.
Give me a number on tonight's Mania, and then obviously I would assume you're going to pick night 1 over night 2, so I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah, night 1 was way better. What do you want it out of? Out of 5? Out of 10?
7 out of 7.
Out of 7? Out of 7, this was a 3.2 at best. At fucking best. The show was garbage. It had one perfect match and a bunch of not good matches with bad finishes, or at best decent matches with bad finishes. So this really brought down what was people were calling like the greatest Mania ever.
Meltzer called it that last night.
I mean, if we're separating the two permanently, you know, if that was WrestleMania 39 and this was WrestleMania 40, by all means, it was the best WrestleMania. But man, this night fucking stunk. But I hope you had a great time there, James.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, good night, Danny. We're glad to have you as always.